Hello. Wow, this is my first video. I can't believe I'm finally doing this. It's been a long time coming, but for those of you who don't know who I am just a DIYer that's been uploading all of my videos onto my personal Instagram. And it's kind of gotten a lot of attention, and people were pretty surprised that I knew how to do this, which in reality I just taught myself how to do this. But this is like the first video that I actually recorded of the bathroom progress. So this video is basically going to capture the very first bit of tiling that I've ever done to my guest bathroom. I've gutted this room completely, and as you can see, kind of started drafting out where things will be. So for the wall that I'm working on right now, I decided to go with a vertical large format tile. So the tile is a porcelain large format 12 by 24 tile that luckily on this wall, two of them fit perfectly. So I just ran with it and said, just put them up there. So it just worked perfectly. And here you can see that I've put the quickset on the wall, and I'm starting to put it on that first large tile here. As you can see, I have my quickset that I've put into my little container over there. Literally the very first tile that I have laid in this bathroom. So made sure to measure it, make sure it's level from all angles. And on the left there, you can see that I have my tile trim, because I want the tile to essentially end right there. I have edited so much of this video, but I wanted to make sure that everything, I even taped it. Now I know that was not necessary. You'll see me kind of check and overcheck, just because this was like a very nerve-wracking new process for me. And I'm even like already cleaning the quickset to meld into the cracks of between the wall and the tile trim. So here I fast forwarded. I didn't capture those two other tiles, which was the bottom right corner and the tile above it. But fast forwarding, this tile that I'm placing right here, actually an electrical socket sitting right behind it. I had to cut a hole. I don't show it in this video, and I don't even really show the face of that tile, but I have cut a hole in it so that the electrical socket can fit through it, but also the screw holes are accessible from the front, so that I can, get some long screws and kind of put that panel above the tile. So you kind of got a peep there, and then putting in the leveling system and spacers. Such a lifesaver and such a simple tool. Here I'm adding quickset again in the tile trim as I go. Not necessary, probably would have done that at the end, but This is like my beginner's over-indexing, like over-meticulous, overwork. All right, so moving into the top portion. Also, you may notice that the wall behind these tiles are turning pink. I did remove a medicine cabinet from that wall, and I replaced it with sheetrock and then did just joint compound to seal that up. So it is turning back to pink. It was one of those that started off pink, and then when it dried, it would turn white. So here, this clip that I've fast forwarded tremendously is just me being really meticulous with exactly which tile that I wanted to put there. A friend had told me that these kits are actually staggered, and because it's not a natural stone, these kits are staggered so that when you tile it, it will be random. But I just don't trust that, especially being an artist and like having, you know, you could have any amount of tile next to each other. You just don't know that it's actually gonna go well together. So was very, very meticulous about that part, and finally made my decision, as you can see. I have to say as well, this tile was extremely heavy. Extremely, extremely heavy. I have reduced the volume of this track, but if you can hear me grunting and talking to myself, it's definitely because as I was going up that ladder, I was struggling. The trowel, I need to look at the exact measurement, but because of the large format tile, the trowel notches are a lot larger, and also these tiles ate up so much quickset. I had to mix a lot. I had to mix many times because I was too afraid to mix a large amount because I work, you know, this is my first time tiling, so I work very slow. So I was only probably mixing about 6 pounds of quickset each time. All right, fast forwarding to the next session of me installing this tile. As you can see, this is pretty high up, and all of the installation starts becoming quite a struggle. Having a 12 by 24 porcelain large format tile that is fully loaded with thinset mortar and having to carry it up a ladder all the way up there, I mean, I was sweating. It was quite a struggle. Here I am putting up the thinset on the wall, and I'm fast forwarding quite a bit here, but I am also applying all of that mortar onto the tile as well. Once I get that lined up, climb up there with that heavy tile and then install it. I wasn't able to move the camera since I had my hands full, but managed to install it up there. All right, pushing it, making sure it's level on all sides, including the face of it, and then putting in the level system yet again. Also having to get up into that corner, avoid the light. I had to take out that light bulb right there, and then get that thinset put right up on that wall in that corner. And then fast forwarded through applying the quickset on the tile, but there it is. Finally, the last large piece is going up. You don't want to hear the unedited audio of this. I am not having a good time. And I am literally talking to myself constantly. That tool in my left hand was the leveling tool that gets the wedge tightened so that the tiles are very, very leveled. So in this part, I first start off adding one little tiny bit of tile trim because the custom length was just shy of the full length of floor to ceiling. And then make sure to put some thinset up there to make sure it's nice and secure. And then right after, making sure that it's completely level with the whole piece. Yes, your hands will be covered in dried thinset. At least if you work barehanded, which I don't anymore. So this top row was a stretch, really difficult to get to, really difficult to get an even application of quickset, but because the only tool that I currently have is the trowels, which are pretty large. And then just getting, oh, I decided to add my blooper in here, and trust me, there's a lot more of these that are behind the scenes that I didn't put in this video and I won't put in my videos, but there are so many instances where you realize you slightly mismeasured, or your ceiling is crooked, or a corner is crooked, and you have to go and shave it off. So in this instance, I probably went back and forth 3 times, but eventually shaved it off, made sure it was level, and it was looking really nice up there in the end. But what they say about projects always having something go wrong, it's true. And honestly, that's a really minor example of that. All right, last corner piece. Getting those notches full and correct was very difficult in this portion. All right, that's looking much better. And then find the very last piece, corner piece. And that piece is up. So it's a pretty tall wall. Very satisfied with the results. I reused that tile on the back tub wall, but it's actually horizontally facing. I thought this would be a nice little pocket that's slightly different, and it would add a bit of visual interest on the side of the room. Mix it up a little bit. So finally, at the last part, I just take a little bit more of that quickset and put it in between the tile trim and the wall. It seals it up very, very nicely. It looks a lot more clean, especially with a wet sponge. It kind of just welds in between the cracks. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching my very first video on YouTube, and hopefully the next videos will come shortly. Thanks, until next time.